I'm Michael Mitchelson. I'm here in the faculty of OCU School of Law. I'm the director of the externships. We have 5 externships: the government practice externship, the litigation practice externship, the Native American externship, the corporate counsel externship, and the judicial externship. I went to college in Massachusetts, Williams College, which is a liberal arts school, and there I got a bachelor's degree, and my major was in political science. When I was at Williams, one January I did an internship with the New York State Legislature in Albany, New York, and I became very intrigued by that. It was an eye-opening experience because I previously had only seen lawyers in the courtroom. And so here I saw another venue where lawyers made a difference and could do some things I thought were kind of exciting. I decided after 4 years in Western Massachusetts to come back home to New York City to go to law school. And so I applied and got into Columbia and got my JD there. And I applied for something called the FDIC receivership of Penn Square Bank in 1983. Now, Penn Square Bank had failed in 1982, and it was the start of the banking crisis of the 1980s. And so I applied and was accepted, and so we moved here to Oklahoma City. And I worked for the FDIC in its receivership capacity through December of 1986. I found an opportunity with a local law firm here in Oklahoma City, then known as Kornfeld Franklin, and I went to work with them in their transactional department because that's what I had been doing with the FDIC: loan restructures, loan reorganizations. In 1995, I moved on and became a sole practitioner right here in Oklahoma City and continued to do those activities which I had done with the firm. And during that time, I also had been an adjunct professor here at the law school, teaching a bankruptcy course a couple of times in the evening. And so in the fall of '99, I started full-time here with the faculty, and my responsibility is the externship program. In the externship program, I actually have students go to different placement sites, is what we call them. So for instance, we have one, the government practice externship. So we have various state agencies and also a federal agency where we send our students to go see and work with those attorneys. They will work and do the caseload of the attorneys there. So it's real work. It's not work that we've invented. It's not a simulation. It's a real live case. And they will get to see how those attorneys handle their caseloads. The attorneys and the judges who work with our externs are eager to train and pass on their knowledge to the students. They always look forward to working with the students. And so what I would tell the students is come prepared to work hard, come with an open mind, and come thinking about how I can learn as much as I can to help me later on in the practice of law. Shortly after I got to Oklahoma and left the FDIC, I became aware of these historically black towns, and then I got an opportunity to work as the city attorney for a few of these historically black towns. But when Oklahoma Territory was opening up in the run of 1889, there had been lots of discussion by the newly freed former slaves to settle in Oklahoma and get in charge of large swatches of land, and maybe there could be some domination in the state capital, and Oklahoma could be a state where the newly freedmen could exercise political power. It was unclear who was going to be the dominant force in the state. So there were many people who promoted the idea that if enough black folks would come to Oklahoma, that they could run the state. Now, of course, it didn't turn out that way, but we do have these historically black towns, and they've thrived, and there are still roughly 20 of them, mainly in central and eastern Oklahoma, and they're still there. Some of them are doing pretty well, and some of them are holding on by their fingernails. We have wonderful opportunities in that we have students from everywhere in the country and some foreign students here. And throughout my career, I've had students from Africa and from Asia in my classes, and students from lots of different states. Whether you intend to be here in Oklahoma or in this part of the country or not, doesn't matter. We give you a great education. And we have the ability, because Oklahoma City is the capital city, we have all of the state agencies here. We have many of the federal agencies here. We have the federal courts here. So the students can get a great experience working with practitioners in the law.